How's it going, guys? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting and welcome back to Steins Gate 0. Last time we started the second arc of this two-pronged time attack, I guess. And this one is really interesting because last time I feel like we had like these large gaps of time between things like the first Russian test where we like experienced reading Steiner in another world and then coming back. We had these large gaps between like starting to see Suzuha's point of view with Kagari and hearing about her from her. But that's all kind of being smushed together now. So apparently whatever's happening in this sequence of events that effectively has been sparked by us turning off our phone is accelerating a lot of this information, which is really, really good. I also got to have a nice fun flashback last time where we went through all the gadgets invented by the lab. So those are always fun, the future gadgets. But as far as we know now, we've been trying to coordinate and begin searching for Kagari, like, as a group. Things are looking pretty good, but I'm really curious to see how things are going to play out, because, like, we're really starting to see some deviation already. Like, it didn't take more than a few seconds. But one thing I've noticed is it feels like we have actually a stronger relationship with Amadeus Kurisu in this path, which I thought was interesting, considering it was sparked by us ignoring her. But, you know, I guess that's just how it rolls. Of course, we also know that she's not secure, so we'll have to see how this all plays out, unfortunately. Right, let's do this. Alright, any luck?
Yeah, 残念ながらこっちは何にも。
そう。
Yeah. The search for Mayuri's future daughter, Kagari Shina, was taking longer than expected.
一つ聞くが、警察には行ったのか？
一応言ったんだけどね。でも捜索願いなんかは出してない。
Right, no one filed one to begin with, so it's hard to, like, invent one retroactively. I was right. In order to submit a missing persons report, you needed to have an ID to prove who you were. That's why Suzuha hadn't done it. And also, I later learned that only people who could submit a search request were people like family and significant others who were close to the missing person.
僕の方でも昨日軽く警察のデータベースにハッキングをかけてみたんだけど、それっぽい情報は出てこんかったよ。
Right.
だろうな。
つうことは、オカリも見てみたん？
ダルのように内部情報を見たわけじゃないがな。
Yeah, we did what we could. There was a database of missing persons on the police homepage, but it didn't go back very far, and it didn't have a lot of information. All it had were his age, sex, clothes, and sometimes possessions they were carrying. Missing kids makes me so sad. Like, it's like there's never a good for it. Like I mean, you can you can kind of fool yourself into thinking when a teenager goes missing that they've just literally decided to start a new life. It's probably not, but you can fool yourself. But when it's like a little kid, like a 10-year-old, it's like, how could it be anything but bad? It's just a sad thought. Since we knew nothing about Kagari Shina, we basically had nothing to go on.
でもさ、一見平和に思えるこの世界でも、身元不明者や行方不明者ってたくさんいるんだね。
It's kind of true. Like, isn't it? Like, it's one of those things that's like, it's so common, I guess. We've kind of just forgotten that, but like, I don't know. An excuse it was in a fictional book, but I thought it was an interesting excuse. The idea of like if there's it could be one of those things that could help you want to believe in like supernatural stuff, like vampires and all that, because it's like, sometimes it feels like there's something that's actively hunting people. Like, I mean, you can think of reasons why people would be, like, kidnapped or taken or just end up going missing, but, like, sometimes the numbers of people who go missing seems way too high to merit even, like, the dark thoughts of what could be happening sometimes. It is weird and sad in a lot of ways. I thought the same thing. Each year, over 100 unidentified bodies were found in Tokyo alone. Really? Like, is that a provable statistic? Because if that's provable, that's shocking. I mean, great, nothing's perfect, but Japan has a much better record when it comes to, like, violence and violent crimes. 100 unidentified bodies in a year. That's nuts. If you expand that to cover all of Japan, that went back 12 years, you'd have a pretty big number. And the number of missing persons was far greater. Each year, almost 100,000 people went missing. Really? Is that just an in-universe thing? Because like it just seems unreal, right? Like, how? Again, it kind of heralds this idea that like it feels like there's something picking people off. And 1 out of every 5 was in their teens. Yeah. Of course, most of them just ran away from home, and 70% were found within a week after the report was filed. Oh, okay. That makes a little more sense, and that's a little more comforting. But still. But if 70% of them were found in the first week, that meant that 30% of them weren't. In fact, 5% of them were never found at all, and no one ever knew if they were alive or dead. Perhaps Kagari Shina was caught up in an accident or killed, or perhaps... I sat up, then got off the sofa.
オカリン、どっか行くん?
Is he gonna think about checking obituaries, maybe?
もうちょっと調べてみようと思ってな。
School would be on break soon anyway, and it wasn't like I had anything to do. And while I hadn't been very interested at first, at some point I'd become really interested in the whereabouts of Kagari Shina. And more than anything...
ありがとう、オカリンおじさん。
Hey, yeah, bridging gaps, making friends with people who we had nothing going on with.
別にこれくらい大したことじゃない。
それでもありがとう。
Aw, as long as I was looking for Kagari Shina, Suzuha was probably not going to bother me about the future. Having her bring up the same thing every time we met was hard for me. If I could get her to focus on something else, that would make things easier. A little selfish of you, but I don't blame you. Or so I thought, but... Ow. So I hurt my foot. I tripped over a wagon, of all things, and it really scraped up my like shin and foot really bad, and so like it just hurts. It's just constantly burning. I'm not gonna be able to sleep well tonight, I can already tell. Finding clues wasn't easy. Just in case, I'd go to the National Diet Library and looked at articles on missing persons and crimes in 1998, the year she'd gotten separated from Suzuha, but I had no luck. Alright, tips. National Diet Library. I'm guessing it's their Library of Congress. Japan's only national library consists of the main building in Tokyo, the Kansai branch in Kyoto, and several other branches throughout the country. The main building on 1st Avenue, Nagara, Chiyoda Ward, is often called the Diet Library. All works published in Japan are kept here, and while normal citizens are allowed to view them, they do not allow books to be checked out. Yeah, effectively Library of Congress. That's cool though. Suzuha said she'd been here looking for Kagari every few years on her way through our time, so I knew it wouldn't be easy. But I couldn't help but feel a little tired and disappointed. Yeah, Kurisu.
どうかした?
お、
何?
Is she just assuming the worst, I guess?
いや。
I'd called Kurisu without even realizing it somehow.
ねえ、昨日よりさらに疲れてるみたいだけど、大丈夫?
そう見えるか?
You should tell her what's going on in a bit more detail.
声のトーンがいつもより低い。結膜に多少の充血も見られる。もしかして昨日言ってた件を調べてたの?
Although, okay, so I don't know if any of you have ever played a role-playing game like Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm about to do something I call metagaming, which is really funny because the definition of a metagame is where you use knowledge that you have of the game to predict or to choose actions for your character that your character would not know. So for instance, if you're familiar with a kind of a classic D&D monster called a gelatinous cube. It's a giant cube that looks like a big pile of jello, but it's made of like this highly acidic material, and it moves like a giant like slug where it tries to eat like flesh. And so like if you fall into it or step into it, it will quickly start dissolving away at your skin and like hurt you really badly. But they can look or blend in and look like, I'm assuming, like pools of water, or can even drop from the ceiling like a predator, kind of like, or like a like from the freaking Lord of the what are you talking about, the like Legend of Zelda games. ugh, those things gave me nightmares when I was a kid. But anyway, so like these things, they have their attributes and have certain things they're weak against, like fire. If I were playing in a D&D game and I had a new hero, like a brand fresh, like starting out on adventures, never been in danger before, and they saw a kind of mysterious pool that was blocking their way that just kind of looked like water that was tinted green. Metagaming would be looking at that and saying, hey, that's probably going to be something like a gelatinous cube and could be dangerous, so I should try and cross without touching the water. Where a normal person might be like, it's a little icky to step into some like gross water, but we got to get to the other side of the room. So metagaming is when you use that foreknowledge to override like what somebody does in the game beyond their capacity to know something because you played enough D&D to know. So I'm going to metagame here because we've played enough and seen enough of the future in the alternative timeline that like I was saying, we should talk to Kurisu about this case, and I think we're going to. But remember how Dr. Leskinen, the professor, said that Kagari was sent like a present from the future where he himself in the future had like brainwashed her to like want to protect Mayuri. I'm afraid that this is probably what leads to it, is that we get them involved, we draw the attention to the girl, and probably even the fact that she is Mayuri's daughter, and maybe even that she's from the future, and that's what gets Dr. Leskinen in the future to look for her, because he finds out about her, and that's what makes him program her and send her back in time to be like a sleeper agent. So, yeah, I think I know where this is heading. But anyway. I told Kurisu what I'd heard from Suzuha and Daru, and what I'd found at the National Diet Library.
バカね。そんなことなら私に言ってくれれば簡単にことは済んだのに。
Yeah. She's
どういう
right.
ことだ？
私ならネットワークに接続してオンライン上の情報をリサーチすることができるでしょ。
It's kind of true. She's pretty good. She's like Daru, but on crack.
あ、そうか。
I'd forgotten. She was an AI that existed inside a computer. So something like that would be easy for her.
なんなら少しやってみましょうか。
Sure.
すぐにできるのか？
それほど時間はかからない。
それじゃあ頼む。
わかった。少しだけ待ってて。
Jeez. Kurisu fell silent on the screen and didn't move for a moment. Maybe 30 seconds later.
もう結果が出たのか？
ネットワーク上で検索してみたけど、1998年以降、椎名かがりという名の女性が何らかの事件や事故に巻き込まれたという情報は得られなかった。
Interesting.
同姓同名の人物は3名ほど検出。ただ、年齢を考慮すると、その人物があんたの探している人である可能性は限りなく低い。
Okay.
ご要望なら、その人物のデータを後でメールで送るけど。
Maybe worth looking into. Maybe they're falsified records. No, that's fine. When I stopped to think about it, even Suzuha wouldn't be able to do a search for her full name on the internet. And what Kurisu was saying was almost certainly right. The Kurisu Makise I'd known was always right.
それじゃあ、私にできることは以上かな。あとは、あんたたちにしかできないやり方で探すしかないわね。
Yeah? What's that?
俺たちにしかできないやり方？
その人物がいなくなった場所の近辺で地道に情報を集めるの。究極的にアナログな方法だけどね。
True.
やっぱりそうなるか。
Back to the radio building. Suzuha had been doing that forever, so I couldn't imagine I'd find anything new. But if that was my only option, then that's what I had to do.
にゃにゃ。キャーじゃなかった。オカリン。
Hey, Ferris. Aww. Hello. I spun around when I heard the voice behind me.
やっぱりオカリンだにゃ。こんなところで何してるんだにゃ。
フェイリス、それに。
And? Oh, hey, Lukako.
Okabe さん。
These two were fairly absent from the last one, so I'm glad they're here now.
なんだ、珍しい組み合わせだな。
ついさっきそこで会ったのにゃ。そしたらルカニャンが荷物いっぱい持ってたから、そこまで手伝ってあげることにしたのにゃ。
course you did, because Ferris is a gem. Like I said it before, I'll say it again. I think Ferris is, not her ending. Her ending was horrible. It was like, made me feel so sad inside. But her story and I really connected with her story, and I just find her a fascinating character. Like on the surface, it's like many characters actually. Like on the surface, when I first met her, I was like, wow, she seems kind of annoying. And like, I'm not sure if I'm enjoying this. But then like we got to know her and got to see her like ability to read people and to see her motivations behind stuff and the stuff she's gone through as a character. And it's just like immediately melted my heart. She'll always have a very special place for me. Just as of the characters and cast, it's like she honestly is, I think she might beat out Mayuri. Like Mayuri's really wonderful too, and it's not like I hate like saying like, oh, I like someone more than others, because it's like I like them all, but like Ferris, she contends with Kurisu, and so that's top tier right there. I took a closer look and saw that Lukako was holding bags in both hands. If you added in what Ferris was carrying, it was quite a lot. He was trying to carry this all alone? Lukako? Oh, yep, sorry.
今何か聞こえませんでしたか？
いや、これは別に何でも。
I quickly hid the smartphone behind my back.
ちょっと聞いてるの？ねえ。また聞こえたにゃ。もしかしてさっきオカリンが話していたのはそれかにゃ？
Oh, well, this is gonna make things complicated, but I don't think you can hide it anymore.
いや、これは。
It shouldn't matter if they found out. But I still felt guilty, so I closed the Amadeus app.
電話中だったのにゃ。
ああ、ちょっと知り合いに相談事をな。
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
そういうことだったんだにゃ。後ろから見たらオカリンが一人でブツブツつぶやいているように見えたからちょっと心配したにゃ。
Do I look like she needed to worry about me? Yes, Okabe. Yes, you do. You don't look like you. But, well, if she saw me talking to my smartphone at a place like this, I guess I could understand that.
でも水臭いにゃ。何か困ったことがあるなら、レイリスたちにも話してくれればいいのにゃ。
To those of you who have lived in Japan or have first-hand knowledge of Japan and Japanese like daily culture, these are the things I love to learn about, but I'm curious. So I know it's really rude to be talking on your phone in a like public transportation location. Like you should never be talking on your phone in a subway or on a bus. It's just really, really rude. But what about like in public walking around? I feel like sometimes it's kind of unavoidable. But is it like courteous to duck in somewhere else? But then again, like I would think that talking on the phone like in a building, like in a store or in a restaurant would be far more rude. So is it preferable to talk outside? Or is it effective like you just turn off your phone and never acknowledge it exists unless you're texting? Maybe that's why chat bots and chat rooms and chat apps are so popular in Japan, actually, now that I think about it. It could just be simply a matter of like protocol and like what's allowed. Maybe they just don't talk to each other on the phone very much because like you pretty much have to do it at home. I don't know. Once again, if you could confirm that for me, let me know. That'd be interesting. It's also something like, you know, someday I'm gonna visit Japan. I really think I'm going to. Actually kind of laying the groundwork for at least my first trip. So it's gonna be a while, but I think it's gonna happen probably in the next year or so, hopefully. But yeah, I'd love to make sure I don't like completely make a fool of myself. I mean, I'll have kind of a pass because I'll be a foreigner, but at the same time, why not avoid stepping on people's toes? Probably literally as well. I also think it's interesting too because I was just watching a video, someone was talking about how like, he's like, yeah, I'm kind of short in America, but I felt pretty tall in Japan. And I was like, really? Because like, I'm on the taller side, like 6 foot, 6'1". I wonder if I'll feel like a monster over there. Alright, anyway, sorry, distractions.
そうです。僕じゃお役に立てないかもしれないですけど、でもお話くらいなら。
ありがとう。でも大したことじゃ。
No, wait a second. Both Ferris and Lukako had lived in Akihabara since they were born, And both of their families had important positions here. Oh, fetch! Yeah! A shrine! That's a really good place to talk to people because, like, that's where a lot of interactions occur, especially if they need to go under the radar. That's what all the gifts and stuff are all about. Maybe asking them wouldn't be such a bad idea after all.
実は今人を探してるんだが。
人ですか?
Yeah, someone went missing. I told them that I was looking for a girl who had gone missing 12 years ago in Akihabara. Of course, I didn't tell them that she was from the future or that she was Mayuri's daughter. Yeah, that's a little much.
その子がどうして行方をくらませたのか激しく疑問だにゃ。
Yeah, I know, right?
すまないが、そのあたりの事情は話せないんだ。
にゃー。
そういう話に心当たりはないかだけでも聞いてもらえれば助かるんだが。
わかったにゃ。とりあえずフェイリスの方は黒木に聞いてみるにゃ。
Okay, the one problem here, once again, kind of metagaming here, where I understand, like, where Kagari is, at least where she probably is, you know, involved with Leskinen. Putting out feelers looking for her, in her, especially her original, like, name, that could tip people off. If there's people who are lurking, like, that's the idea too, like, if people who kind of fade into the background are working for government agencies that are classified in any way, if people start looking for them, like online or something, that's the kind of stuff that government agents pick up on, that they're looking for. Because that can be a big tip-off if somebody could be in danger or if there are secrets that are about to be revealed. So I think it's very intelligent. This is exactly what I think Okabe should be doing, but I can also see how it's immediately going to cause problems. Koruki was her family butler. Kuroki, sorry. I'm always said Ko, it's Kuroki. I had met him several times. In the same way that Ferris naturally looked like a maid, Kuroki looked naturally like a butler. Come to think of it, it was rather strange for a maid to have a butler for a servant.
あと、メイクインニャンニャンのご主人様たちにもそれとなく聞いてみるにゃ。
Aww.
僕の方もお父さんとそれから氏子の方たちにも聞いてみます。
It's kind of cool that like it's like we're getting the whole gang back together again, you know? Like get the band together.
悪いな。そうしてくれると助かる。
Both Kuroki and Lukako's dad knew a lot of people, and they had a far better chance of finding someone than we did. I hoped they could at least find some small clue.
それはそうと、ルカ子。その山ほどの荷物はどうしたんだ?
Yeah.
あ、これは昨日お父さんのお客さんが来るっていうお話はしましたよね。
Oh, yeah.
実はそのお客さんの一人がしばらくうちに滞在することになって。
それで必要なものを買い揃えていたそうにゃ。
I wonder who the guest is. I'm guessing it's gonna be someone that we're like talking to. If they were a guest of Lukako's father, they must be fairly old. And from what I'd heard yesterday, they probably had some unique hobbies.
それは大変だな。
いえ、僕もちょっと楽しいですし。
Fun? Lukako shared the same blood as his dad, so perhaps he has some latent interest in those hobbies.
あんまりのめり込みすぎないようにするんだぞ。
I gave him that warning, then went to leave. Well, I tried to leave, but...
よいしょ。
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't be able to ignore that either. I'd be like, yes, I'll help.
ルカニャン、大丈夫かにゃ？フラフラしてるにゃ。
He's so tiny.
大丈夫です。僕だってこれくらい。
It's like, yeah, of course.
よかったらお茶でも飲んでいってください。
いや、遠慮しておくよ。お客さんだっているんだろ?
Uh-huh.
そうですけど。
Oh, why is he so cute? Gosh darn it. Oh, I already had a thumbnail of you, Lukako, but you're really fighting for another one. Oh my gosh, man. I have to admit, Lukako as a girl would be very, very, very interesting. We had that last time, but like I was absorbed in the whole like crap. We have to shut this down because I was already like we can't allow this to continue. We have to press forward and be strong. But man, Lukako, you're so cute. Curse of traps. I couldn't bear to see him struggle like that, so I carried his bags to the shrine with him. Farish had gone back to her cafe.
それにしてもこの荷物いくらなんでも一人で運ぶには無理があるだろう。
僕だって最近は少し力がついてきたんですよ。今日も岡部さんに言われた素振りだって。
Aww. Sword exercises. That was the training I'd given him when I told me that he felt too much like a girl.
精神残魔流か。
Oh, I remember that. Seishin Zanma School. A style of swordsmanship taught by Hyonin Kyoma to I keep wanting to read it backwards because that's in the first game they flipped them like how I think they're supposed to be. Urushibara Luka, the descendant of the ancient protectors of Akihabara. It also functions to strengthen the mind and quell the evil flames that lurked within Urushibara. Only the cursed blade of Samidara can bring out its true power. One of its secret techniques is the Type 33 Cherry Blossom Rage. At least, that's what Okabe said when he made it up. Oh man, he was like a walking anime. It was so stupid I couldn't even laugh. No, it's okay, Lukako. Thinking back, I was amazed he put up with that nonsense. He loves you, man. Hey! I could hear his dad's voice from their home behind the shrine office.
はい、今行きます。
それじゃあ、俺はこれで。
はい、ありがとうございました、岡部さん。
Yay! Lukako bowed deeply as I left the Yanabayashi shrine. I want to know who's there. I feel like it's going to be important. On my way home, I thought about what the two of them had said.
でも水臭いな。何か困ったことがあるなら、フェイリスたちにも話してくれればいいのにゃ。
I know.
そうです。僕じゃお役に立てないかもしれないですけど、でもお話くらいなら。
Aww. Lukako, you're my spirit animal. That's exactly what I tend to do in these situations, too. I didn't realize until after they'd spoken. I'd gone to Kurisu before I'd gone to anyone else. I'd brought up the apps and started talking with her before I even realized it. She wasn't the real Kurisu. But that voice, the way she acted... Yeah, maybe this is very unhealthy. All of it reminded me of Kurisu. All of it brought back the emotions I tried to hide. How confusing. There was an incoming call on my phone. It was from Kurisu. She was probably there to complain about me hanging up on her earlier. Oh great, is this a choice? Oh no. I don't know. All the choices have been super minor up until now. That would be just like Kurisu. But I didn't answer the phone. Well, I guess I made that choice. Oh, I wonder if I got a bad ending there. I didn't answer any of the other calls that came that day either. Oh, I might have done something bad. Whoa, 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 we're in the United States? Interesting.
まったく、なんで私がこんなリポートしなきゃいけないのよ。
Is this about the house, baby? The reporter, Jessica Edmond, had rushed to the scene of her director's orders, and she was pissed off about it. She dreamed of Hollywood and even been in a movie once. How did she end up reporting on this crap?
何でもいいから仕事をよこせと言ったのはお前だろう。
確かに言ったけど、だからってこんな事件。
落ちぶれた生意気な女優崩れを使ってやろうってんだ。感謝されたって文句言われる筋合いなんざない。
なんですって？
それともここでも仕事をほっぽり出して逃げ出すか？ 何もかも中途半端で。そんなことだとガキの親権も取られちまうぞ。
Custody, huh? She hated herself for not being able to say anything. Her stupid pride got in the way. She dreamed of being a Hollywood actress, but all she'd gotten was a small part in a B movie and had never gone anywhere after that. Then she had a kid and come back home. Still, she loved her kid. She wanted to make sure they were taken care of, no matter what she had to do. It kind of sucks that that's being used as a weapon against her, though.
その茂みの奥だ。
The bushes. She went into the bushes and there she saw it. What is it? A jelly man? Several bodies, all brutally mutilated. Oh, fetch. Oh my gosh.
このように国内において行方不明になっている研究者は今年に入ってから5名。そのうちの3名についてはアーティフィシャルインテリジェンスの研究を行っていたとされており、
And really?
その背後には人工知能技術の発展に反対する原理的宗教主義者たちによる活動も影響しているのではないかとみて、当局ではさらに捜査を続けている模様です。
Alright, so maybe... Because I was always wondering, it seemed like a big, like, kind of like moot point with like a crazy psychopath that tried to shoot us in the parking garage. I wonder if this is past gonna have a lot more about them.
続きましては現場からのリポートです。ジェシカ、
こちら現場のジェシカ・エドモンドです。今朝早くこちらの現場で発見された遺体に関して当初人間のものと思われておりましたが、その後の警察の調べによりますと、それがチンパンジーやオランウータンといった複数の猿の死体であることが分かりました。ただしこれらの遺体について一部脳および頭部が欠損しているものもあるとのことで、警察では猟奇的事件として地域住民への警戒を訴えており。
Missing their brains, huh? What could somebody want with their brains? Highly disturbing. I wonder if I made the right choice. I probably didn't.
なあ、岡部。お前、この後授業は？
いや、今日はもう終わりだよ。
そっか。じゃ、どっかで飯でも食ってく？
どうせまたカレーだろ？キッチン倒壊か？
Tokai go. Let's see. Kitchen Tokai. Fictional, a long-established Western-style restaurant in Jinbocho. It offers delicious food at a reasonable price, so its lunchtime is filled with salarymen and students. The curry is especially popular.
昨日ちょい臨時収入あったから、今日は豪勢にモンディーかな。
Mondai? Or Mondi? Mondi, a curry restaurant in Jinbocho. It's famous for its full-bodied European-style curry, but it's a little outside the price range of a college student. Comes with endless fries. Fries with curry? Really? Interesting. I've always had it with rice.
俺はやめておくよ。今月ちょっとピンチだし。
そっか。じゃ、また今度な。
Plus, now he's got like a kind of friend.
Ah.
I was talking with my friends after class. I'd really started to get used to this. Before the summer, I felt really out of place at school, but now it didn't seem so bad. Back then, I thought I was special. But now I knew better. As long as you make the effort to fit in, you can find a place to belong. People can change. No, they change whenever they want to, whether they want to or not. It was too late now, but I'd learned something about myself. It really was too late.
さてと、それじゃあ帰って。
Yeah. Hey, I know who that was. As I headed to the exit, I realized that I recognized one of the people passing through my field of vision. That was...
レス記念教授?
My college went out of its way to attract exchange students, so it wasn't unusual to see foreigners. But still...
いない。
I hurried after him, but the person I just saw was already gone. Was I just mistaken? Come to think of it, the professor being here wouldn't be strange. He might have come to meet with my advisor, Izaki. Izaki had wanted to get to know him.
今度教授に会ったら聞いてみよう。
I glanced in the direction he'd gone and then left the school for Akihabara. I'm really nervous about the choice I made, but I think it might have been the right choice if like, pattern-wise. Because remember, I got to this path by turning off the phone and not talking to Kurisu. And again, maybe, like, I'm noticing I'm getting too close to Kurisu, and I'm, like, trying to close that off is what I need to do. When I came out of the turnstile, the radio building was right in front of me, like always. The time machine that Suzuha had used to come here was probably still on the roof. Even if people didn't go up there often, it was still amazed that no one had found it after so long. Probably on Google Earth at this point. Of course, that was all thanks to Ferris. She'd rented out the roof for the building and sealed it off. Of course, I hadn't come here to look at the time machine. I'd gotten messages from Lukako and Ferris after I'd left the lab last night. Both of them had asked, and neither of them were able to get any useful information from me. It made sense when I thought about it. If there was a missing persons report, somebody might remember the police doing something, but there wasn't. But Ferris had said something interesting. Interesting.
おさげの幽霊。
そうにゃ。なんでもその幽霊は何年かに一度現れて小さな女の子を見なかったかと探し回っているそうなのにゃ。
Ah, that sounds like Suzuha.
何年経ってもその姿が変わらないから最近になっておさげの幽霊だって言われてるにゃ。
That was definitely Suzuha. Well, what did she do if she knew people thought she was a ghost? I held back a laugh as I tried to imagine it, and then headed for the radio building. My goal, of course, was to find the information on Kagari. This was where she'd vanished, which meant this was where I most likely would find clues. Man, it's been so long though, like would there be clues? I went around each store inside the radio building and asked, but didn't learn anything. Of course, Suzuha would have done the same thing, so I didn't expect much. But that didn't mean I couldn't just stop. The parts shops, the commercial facilities, even the back alleys. Even after all that, I went around all around Akihabara asking people about Kagari. Nothing. But I didn't learn anything useful. Hey, isn't this where the IBM 5100 was stored? Some people told me the same story about a ghost in the Twin Tails, but no one knew anything about Kagari. If a little girl was kidnapped or got into an accident, somebody might witness that. But going missing was a different thing. If Kagari Shina vanished of her own free will, all anyone would see was a 10-year-old girl walking down the street. Nobody would remember that 10 years later. I tried to think again if there was any better way. If police and governments weren't of any use, that left someone connected to the underworld.
裏世界ね。
No, let's see. Daru? No. I'm guessing nobody. No. As soon as I said it aloud, I drove the idea from my mind. How stupid. That's something the old me would have thought of. I'd given that stuff up.
そういえば。
I'd run all over Akihabara looking for something once before. I wasn't looking for a person then, but a thing. Yep. The IBM 5100. 6 months ago in the Alpha World line, I'd gone looking for the same thing that Suzuha had searched for in the past. Back then, that's right, Kurisu was with me. I remember this. When Kurisu and I had learned that there was an IBM 5100 in Lukako's storeroom, we'd worked together to carry the heavy thing. Thinking back, all she'd ever done was complain. She was strong-willed, bratty, and hated to lose, but she was still so lonely. Once again, I'd taken my phone out of my pocket without realizing it. Amadeus. Since I hadn't picked up on any of her calls yesterday, she hadn't called at all today. I stared at the Amadeus icon for a moment, and then put my phone back into my pocket. Again, it's giving me an opportunity to potentially call her, and I'm not. I feel like I have to stick to my guns now. I hate it, though. When I got back to the lab, I saw that Daru was completely exhausted. There was no need to even ask. It was obvious he hadn't found a single clue. Suzuha had been doing this for over half a year, and her face didn't betray her emotions anymore. Dara didn't even bother asking me how it went. He could probably tell from the look on my face.
考えてみたらさ、これまでだって鈴葉がそれなりに探してたわけでさ、それを僕ら素人が今更また蒸し返したところで新しい発見なんてあるわけないんだよな。
Dara said what I'd been thinking, but trying not to say.
手伝ってくれてありがとう。これ以上無理はしなくていい。捜索は私だけで続行するよ。
Suzuha evidently had no interest in giving up.
いや、ちょっと待って鈴葉。僕が言いたいのはさ、
父さんたちに無理させるわけにもいかないから。かがりの件は私の責任なんだし。
バカ言うなよ。子供の責任は親の責任だろ、ジョコ。
Yeah.
父さん。
ね、今のどう？かなりパパっぽかったと思うんだけど、なんならパパ大好きって言って抱きついてくれてもいいのだぜ。
He's so good about like dancing right between like actually kind of cool moment and like that. Not well, of course when the chips are down. He's cool as a cucumber. Good guy. Watching these two always gave me a strange feeling. For a while after they first met, they were complete strangers. And now they were father and child. And age-wise, they were exactly the same. Maybe I could understand how Suzuha was feeling, but I had no idea what Dara was going through.
とにかく僕が言いたいのは、ただむやみやたらに探したところでダメだろってこと。
じゃあどうしろと言うんだ？
餅は餅屋って言うでしょ。こういうのはやっぱ専門家に頼むのが一番だと思うんだよね。
Like a PI.
専門家？
こういうのはある程度裏の世界の情報にも精通してる人に頼むのが一番だろ、ジョコ。
That's a funny thought. I realized he'd come up with the same idea I had. My head hurt.
心当たりがあるの？
And Suzuha's going with it.
ち父さんを甘く見ないでほしいな。僕はオタだけど顔は広いのだぜ。
That's true. He really does have that underground thing with the whole like secret like hacking. That hurts so good.
茶化すなっつーの。
っていうか、本気で言ってるのか？本気で裏の世界の人間とやらにつながりがあると？
He's like, yeah, me.
ちょっと連絡取ってみる。
Before Suzuha or I could respond, he took out his phone and started typing a message to someone. Was he serious? And was text messaging the preferred way to get in touch with the criminal underworld?
どう思う？おじさん。
I have no idea.
実際にそういう人物が本当にいるのなら頼んでみてもいいとは思うが。
In fairness, being a hacker was a pretty underworld sort of occupation too. If I knew someone like him, it was quite possible that the person he said he knew really existed.
よし、送信と。あとは返信が来れば。
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
お。
もう返事が来たの？
今からそっちに向かいますって。
And wait, what? Here?
随分と話が早い相手だな。
遅いよりはいいんじゃね？
Yeah, that was true. Who is this gonna be? Dara was sending another message. He was probably telling her where we were. Now all we had to do is wait for her arrival. That sounds like a terrible idea. And then the phone rang. Hi.
もしもし、ルカ子か？
あ、岡部さん。すみません。今、大丈夫ですか？
Huh, sure.
おう、どうした？
実は、僕、岡部さんに相談したいことがあって。
Ominous, but go on and... Wait, it looks like the background is, like, in here? No, it just looks kind of similar.
相談？
今からお会いしてもらえないでしょうか。
Sure, I don't see why not.
今から電話じゃ言いにくいことなのか？
はい、少し。
Okay. Right now. Would it be okay to leave this to Daru and Suzaha?
悪い。これから客が来ることになっているんだ。
I was interested to see what kind of person Daru's friend was.
そうですか。
No, come on! Dude. Okabe, when a friend says, I need to talk to you, you talk to them! You could don't just leave it like, oh, someone else is coming over. Be like, can you come in an hour?
その後からじゃダメか？
その後は僕も用事があって。
そうか。
Oh, come on!
それじゃあ。
Just as Zuko was about to say something. I have a bad feeling about this. I heard sharp footsteps coming up the stairs. Wait a minute. Sharp footsteps wearing heels. If Moeka walks in the door... And then a knock.
はい、どうぞ。
悪いルカ子、お客が来たようだ。後で連絡を。
And then I stopped. The person who opened the door, it was...
こいつ、また。
Oh no. I knew it! Why? It was Moeka Kiryu. I hadn't seen her since the ATF seminar.
岡部さん、どうしたんですか？岡部さん。
お茶どうぞ。
Moeka was silent, with her head tilted slightly forward, seeing her caused a dull ache within me like my heart was being squeezed dry. Me freaking too!
どうして？
Why was she here with Daru? I had any number of doubts in my mind.
どうしたんオカリン？
いや。
Moeka tilted her head a bit to the side, and I quickly averted my eyes. There was no connection between Cern and us anymore, so she wasn't going to kill Mayuri. She wasn't going to kill Mayuri. She wasn't going to kill Mayuri. She wasn't going to kill her. I said it to myself over and over again and finally started to relax.
おじさん、
No, that's Karshu
顔
hand.
色悪いよ。大丈夫？
I'm fine. I'm gonna go talk to Lukako.
気にしないでくれ。それよりもダル、説明してくれ。
ああ、この人は桐生氏。ヘンプロのライターさんだよ。
Mm-hmm. Editing, production, editing, producers, do special projects, and editing work for a variety of publishing companies.
桐生萌香です。
She silently handed me her business card, which had the name of a company called Arc Rewrite on it. Fictional and editing production company located in Akihabara. It primarily does articles for computer magazines. Daru gave a brief explanation to me and Suzaha.
なあ、ダル。お前はどうしてこの人と知り合いに？
前にさ、桐生氏の担当してる雑誌で秋葉関係の都市伝説を扱った特集があったんだよね。その時に僕のバイトのこと取材したいって申し出があってさ。僕のバイトってほら、あんま大きな声で言えないやつっしょ。だから取材に関しては丁重にお断りしたんだけど。
Like my chest is constricted a little. It's like, okay, breathe, breathe.
ただ、僕って普段から足がつかないようにかなり注意してるんだよね。なのに桐生氏はその僕にたどり着いた。それが気になって。 で、会ってみたらこの通り、すげえ美人さんだったわけだ。都市伝説を追う美人ライターとか燃えざるを得ないだろう、上皇。
And that's how they'd met. It's how you met your mother. No, of course not. No, no! Suzuha was frowning as she saw how Daru was acting around Moeka. She didn't say anything, but I could tell she was thinking that he'd better off directing his attentions toward her mom. Moeka, for her part, seemed completely uninterested in Daru. She was wearing her usual poker face and fiddling with her phone. She's still using the Japanese feature phone instead of a smartphone, huh?
まあ、専門ってわけじゃないけど、秋葉についてはかなり詳しいみたいだし、結構裏の方の事情も知ってるっぽいから頼んでみるのもありかなって。
人探し、そう聞いた。
Also, can I point out, she was suspiciously close. Like, he asked for her to be here, and she, like, showed up within, like 5 minutes? Like, was she, like, already, like, right around here? Watching us?
実はね、12年前に秋葉でいなくなった女の子を探してほしいんだお。
Everything in me says this. No, do not get rounders involved, even if you don't think they want anything to do with you anymore. Daru told Moeka Kurisu the basic story. She was dead silent the whole time, but she typed his words into her phone with incredible speed. Shining finger. I said nothing and just watched. She was once a rounder. She probably still was. Was it okay to trust her? It was just a coincidence that I'd run into her here. I knew that in my head, but in my heart just refused to accept it. Me too, man. Here in the Beta World line, we'd never encountered Moeka Kurisu before. Of course we hadn't. I'd chosen the Beta World line so that we wouldn't, even though the cost was Kurisu Makase's life.
つまり、その椎名Kagariという人を探せばいいの。
そういうこと。どうかな。
やってみてもいい。
マジ？
でも見つかるかはわからない。
Right.
もちろん、その場合はしょうがないよ。
Normally, Moeka and I would never have run into each other like this. Of course, we might have crossed paths in Akihabara. We almost ran into each other one night she'd come to interview Dr. Leskinen in Maho at the ATF seminar. But I'd convinced myself that we were never going to meet each other directly. Was this fate? Were she and I fated to cross paths at some point? If that was the case, maybe it was better not to try and avoid her, but to watch her and see what she did. As I listened to Daru talk to her, that was when I started to think.
じゃあ報酬は成功報酬で、その他の必要経費はこっちで持つってことで OK?
Interesting here, because any good PI would charge for the time spent even if you don't turn up anything, because otherwise they'd like never get paid, because I'm sure most of the time they end up chasing bad leads. If she accepts this, there's definitely an ulterior motive. At least I would say so.
問題ない。
Yeah, so I am 100% suspicious right now.
オカリンも鈴葉もそれでいい？
私は手伝ってもらえるなら文句はない。
俺も構わない。
じゃあ契約成立ってことで一つ。
Moeka nodded silently, then asked us for information about Kagari that might be a clue. Stuff like the clothes she was wearing when she disappeared and what she looked like. After that, she left. You and me too. All the tension suddenly drained from my body as I sank into the sofa.
おじさん、本当に大丈夫？
大丈夫だ。少し緊張しただけだから。
I was a little late, but I took some anxiety meds out of my pocket and swallowed them.
おじさん、さっきの桐生萌香って人のこと知ってたんだね。
Oh, of course, you wouldn't just let it slide.
え？
She could tell?
マジでオカリンいつの間に
Long story.
どうしてそう思ったんだ？
見ていればわかるよ。
It wasn't like it was not obvious. I guess you have to be pretty sharp to survive on the battlefield.
いや、知らない人だ。
アルファ世界線では知ってた？
Okabe, if you lie, I'm going to punch you cybernetically.
わかった。これ以上は聞かないけど、私なりに警戒はしておくよ。
That sounds good.
それでいい。今はな。
一体何のこと？
緊張したっていうことさ。
わかるわ。桐生氏は美人で巨乳でスタイル抜群でメガネ属性まで持ってるもんな。しょうがない。
Fair point, she is attractive, but I wouldn't touch her with a 50 light year long pole.
そうだな。
She was a part of my life now. I'll just have to use her as best I could. Maybe it was because she was gone now, or maybe it was because of the anxiety meds, but I'd calmed down enough to start thinking that way. Of course, who knew if I'd feel the same way the next time I saw her face to face? I doubt it. Ugh. Oh, hey, we're gonna see Maho, but I think we're gonna have to see her next time. Interesting that she... Yeah, we need to see if she connects with Okabe again, especially because Christmas is coming up, and we don't know what the whole Christmas party situation is going to end up being all about. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me today. What an interesting episode, full of lots of twists and dilemmas, and I need to find out what the heck's going on with Lukako. I'm getting worried about that. I hope I made the right choices to, like, just not talk to Amadeus. It gave me, like, 2 chances to try, and I'm, like... part of me is like, uh-oh, maybe I made the wrong choice, but then again, I'm always like, you know, the more interesting paths in this game are always the ones that require the most will. Normally, doing something is what ended up, like, it always took action to, like, stay the course in the first game, but as we learned from, like, getting into this path, sometimes inaction is just as important. And I think, as much as, like, I'd love Kurisu, and I wish we could reconnect with her, even in a AI form, because the AI is totally a person and like could easily fall in love with Okabe. I don't think it's right, especially knowing what we know. But even that aside, I can understand like there's something that is a little wrong, because the way he's approaching her isn't that she is a different person. He's approaching her as if she is Kurisu, and that's not right. Falling in love with an AI that's patterned after a real person and just using them as a replacement is a less obvious form of replacement that you see in other things. Actually, it's part of the story that we talked about in To the Moon. Has a little bit of that story aspect to it. The idea that when people are in grief and they don't have all their marbles, they sometimes will put one person in a pseudo spot of another person that they really cared about who is now gone. It's a horrifically unhealthy attitude to have. And even if she is an AI, I still am like as I'm thinking about it this episode, I think I'm trying to understand, like, if you were falling in love with a AI, like maybe the Maho AI, like I'd totally be down with that. I think that's perfectly reasonable and fine. If an AI is advanced enough, it can have feelings. And if the human is open-minded enough, they could develop feelings too. And it would be different than falling in love with like a, I don't know, like an anime waifu. Like that happens. That's a little odd because there is no intelligence there. But in AI there would be. And so I could see a fun love story being from that, but not a replacement story. That doesn't make any sense, and I don't think it's healthy. So as much as I wish we could have talked to the Kurisu Amadeus, because I really love Kurisu Amadeus, like I think she's really cool, I think we did make the right choice, and I guess we'll find out. And you guys will probably know, and you probably shouldn't spoil it for me, but know amongst yourselves and talk amongst yourselves on the Discord channel and discuss like the crazy, stupid things that I've been doing. I don't know. Anyway, I'm glad to have gotten through this. Nothing super exciting yet, but we're really getting the foundation of some really interesting movements going on, especially with a possible connection with the Rounders. What if the Rounders inadvertently become our allies in this story? That would be really crazy. But We'll have to find out. So anyway, thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel. It's a pleasure having you here. As always, it's just wonderful. I'm glad I get to share these moments with you. I'm glad you enjoy them. That's the best thing. Like, some of my favorite comments are the ones where people are like that this was a fantastic playthrough, or like, I loved this episode. It's like yes, I'm doing something right. Because sometimes it can feel like I'm just spitting in the wind, effectively. But I'm glad that you guys are genuinely enjoying yourselves, and I appreciate it when you let me know that. But I guess we'll have to wait till next week to see what happens, and maybe we'll actually get to the Christmas party, or at least the beginnings of it. Who knows? Maybe Christmas will be the day of doom. We'll have to find out. So until the next video, watch with me. I hope to see me next. I'll see you there.